Brock Lesnar declares war on WWE officials after brutal attack. You've got to be kidding me right now. Brock Lesnar has officially lost his mind, and what just went down backstage is about to change everything in WWE. I'm talking about a full-scale war that's been declared on WWE officials, and trust me, after you hear what happened to Adam Pearce, you're going to be as furious as I am right now. Before we dive into this absolute chaos, let me ask you something. Do you think Brock Lesnar has gone too far this time? Drop your answer in the comments because this debate is about to get heated. So here's what happened just 2 minutes ago that has the entire wrestling world in complete shock. Brock Lesnar, the Beast incarnate himself, has just physically assaulted WWE official Adam Pearce in what witnesses are calling the most vicious backstage attack in recent memory. But here's where it gets even more insane. After the attack, Lesnar didn't just walk away. Oh no. He stood over Pearce's body and declared war on every single WWE official, every member of management, and anyone who dares try to control him. Let me paint you the full picture of what went down because this is absolutely insane. According to multiple sources backstage, Adam Pearce was in his office going over paperwork for tonight's show when Brock Lesnar kicked the door completely off its hinges. Witnesses say Lesnar was screaming about fines, suspensions, and being disrespected by WWE management for the last time. Pearce tried to calm the situation down, but that's when Lesnar snapped. The Beast grabbed Adam Pearce by his collar, lifted him completely off the ground with one hand, and delivered a devastating F5 right through Pearce's desk. The sound of splintering wood echoed through the entire backstage area. Security tried to rush in, but Lesnar threw them around like they were children. It took 15 security personnel to finally create some distance, but even then, Lesnar was screaming threats and promises that this was just the beginning. Now, you might be wondering, what could have possibly triggered this level of rage from Brock Lesnar? Well, let me tell you, it's been building for months. Ever since his return to WWE, Lesnar has been fined repeatedly for his aggressive behavior. He's been suspended multiple times. He's been forced into matches he didn't want. And according to sources close to the Beast, he's been completely fed up with WWE officials treating him like just another superstar when he knows he's the most dangerous man in the company. Here's a question for you loyal Wrestling Zone 1 fans. Which WWE official do you think will be Brock's next target? Comment below with your prediction. But it gets even worse. After the attack on Adam Pearce, Brock Lesnar marched straight to the production area and demanded that cameras be turned on. He wanted the entire WWE Universe to hear his message loud and clear. Lesnar stood there, sweat dripping down his face, veins bulging from his neck, and he delivered what can only be described as a declaration of absolute war. Lesnar said, and I quote, "I'm done playing by your rules. I'm done being fined. I'm done being suspended. I'm done being told who I can and cannot destroy. From this moment forward, every WWE official is a target. Every member of management better watch their back because the Beast doesn't ask for permission anymore. You want to fine me? Try it. You want to suspend me? I dare you, because for every action you take against me, I'm going to take 2 against you." The intensity in his voice sent chills through everyone watching. This wasn't the Brock Lesnar we're used to seeing. This was a man who has been pushed past his breaking point. This was someone who has decided that the rules no longer apply to him. This was the Beast unleashed in the most literal sense possible. Now, WWE management is in complete crisis mode right now. Triple H has reportedly called an emergency meeting with all available officials. There are rumors that WWE might bring in outside security, possibly even law enforcement, to deal with Brock Lesnar. But here's the problem with that strategy. Brock Lesnar is a former UFC heavyweight champion. He's a legitimate fighter who has proven time and time again that he can handle multiple opponents at once. What is security going to do against someone with his skill set and complete disregard for consequences? Let me throw another question at you. Should WWE suspend Brock Lesnar permanently for this attack, or do you think he deserves one more chance? Let me know in the comments. The implications of this attack are massive for WWE's immediate future. Think about it. If Brock Lesnar is declaring war on officials, that means upcoming matches might not happen as planned. That means shows could be thrown into complete chaos at any moment. That means every official who tries to manage Lesnar is putting themselves in legitimate physical danger. And let's talk about Adam Pearce for a moment because that man just went through hell. Pearce has always been one of the most respected officials in WWE. He's handled difficult superstars before. He's managed egos. He's kept order in chaotic situations. But what happened today was on a completely different level. Medical personnel rushed to Pearce immediately after the attack. He was holding his ribs, possibly suffering from broken bones. His face was bruised. There was blood coming from his forehead where he hit the desk. The emotional impact on Pearce and other officials cannot be understated. Imagine going to work every day knowing that a 300-pound beast of a man might decide to destroy you at any moment. How are officials supposed to do their jobs under these conditions? How is WWE supposed to maintain order and structure when their most dangerous superstar has essentially declared himself above all authority? Here's what makes this situation even more complicated. Brock Lesnar is still technically under contract with WWE. He's still scheduled 4 major pay-per-view events. Fans have already purchased tickets expecting to see the Beast perform, so WWE is stuck between a rock and a hard place. Do they suspend him and face the backlash from fans who want to see Lesnar? Do they fire him and potentially face a massive lawsuit? Or do they try to negotiate with someone who has made it crystal clear that he's done negotiating? Quick question for my Wrestling Zone 1 family. What punishment do you think fits this crime? Should Brock face legal charges, or should this be handled internally by WWE? Drop your thoughts below. Let's also consider how this affects other superstars on the roster. If Brock Lesnar can attack officials without serious consequences, what's stopping other frustrated superstars from doing the same? What kind of precedent does this set? We could be looking at the complete breakdown of authority in WWE. Imagine if multiple superstars decided to follow Lesnar's example and just start taking matters into their own hands. The entire structure of WWE programming could collapse. And speaking of other superstars, there are already reports that several wrestlers are taking sides in this conflict. Some superstars, particularly those who have also felt restricted by management, are reportedly supporting Lesnar's actions behind closed doors. They are saying things like someone finally had the guts to stand up to management and officials have been abusing their power for too long. But on the flip side, veteran wrestlers are furious. They are saying Lesnar has crossed a line that should never be crossed and that this kind of violence against non-wrestlers is completely unacceptable. The locker room is divided right now, and that division is going to create even more problems for WWE management. How do you book shows when half your roster secretly supports a superstar who just attacked your official? How do you maintain order when the very concept of authority is being questioned by your performers? Let's talk about the history between Brock Lesnar and WWE officials because this has been brewing for a long time. Remember when Lesnar destroyed Michael Cole's set? Remember when he physically intimidated multiple referees during matches? Remember all those times Paul Heyman had to smooth things over between Lesnar and management? This isn't new behavior for Brock. What's new is that he's finally decided to stop holding back. He's finally decided that he's going to be exactly who he wants to be, and anyone who tries to stop him is going to get hurt. Another question for you, do you think Paul Heyman knew about this attack beforehand, or was he caught off guard like everyone else? Comment your theory. Now, there's also the business side of this situation that we need to discuss. Brock Lesnar is one of the biggest draws in professional wrestling. When his name is advertised for a show, ticket sales spike. When he's on television, ratings go up. WWE makes millions of dollars off Brock Lesnar's star power. So from a purely business perspective, can WWE really afford to lose him? Can they afford to suspend or fire someone who brings in that much revenue? But on the other hand, if WWE doesn't punish Lesnar severely for this attack, what does that say about their values as a company? What does that say about their commitment to providing a safe work environment? What message does that send to their other employees and performers? It's an impossible situation with no good answers. There are also legal implications to consider here. Adam Pearce could potentially press charges against Brock Lesnar for assault. We're not talking about a wrestling move during a sanctioned match. We're talking about an unprovoked physical attack in a workplace environment. That's a criminal matter. Lesnar could potentially face jail time, restraining orders, and massive civil lawsuits. But here's the thing, does Brock Lesnar even care about legal consequences at this point? Based on his actions and his declaration of war, it seems like he's decided that he's willing to accept any consequence as long as he gets to do things his way. Let me ask you this, if you were Triple H right now, what would be your next move? How would you handle Brock Lesnar? Let me know in the comments. The next few days are going to be critical for WWE. They need to make decisions fast. They need to figure out how to protect their officials while also managing their business interests. They need to decide whether to take a hard line against Lesnar or try to find some kind of middle ground. And most importantly, they need to figure out how to prevent this situation from spiraling even further out of control. Because here's the scary part. If Brock Lesnar follows through on his threats, if he continues to target WWE officials, we could see attacks on Sonya Deville, on William Regal if he's involved, on Nick Aldis, on any member of management or officiating staff. Nobody is safe. Every official who shows up to work is potentially putting themselves in danger. And that's simply not sustainable. What about the fans' reaction to all this? Social media is exploding right now. Some fans are calling Brock Lesnar a dangerous criminal who should be arrested immediately. Others are treating him like some kind of antihero who's finally standing up to corporate authority. The WWE Universe is as divided as the locker room. This controversy is generating massive engagement, which from a business standpoint might actually be exactly what WWE wants. But at what cost? Is short-term attention worth the long-term damage this could cause to WWE's reputation and structure? Final question for you Wrestling Zone 1 subscribers, Team Brock or Team WWE officials? Where do you stand in this war? Make sure you comment, like this video, and share it with every wrestling fan you know because this story is developing by the minute. The bottom line is this: Brock Lesnar has declared war on WWE officials, and there's no going back from this. What happened to Adam Pearce was just the opening shot. The Beast has made his intentions clear, and WWE now has to figure out how to respond to the most dangerous threat they've ever faced from within their own roster. This is going to change everything moving forward. Make sure you're subscribed to Wrestling Zone 1 with notifications on because we're going to be covering every single development in this explosive situation. The war has just begun, and nobody knows how this is going to end. Until next time, keep wrestling.